More than 100,000 older Americans fall victim to scams every year, and this grandma is one of those targeted. She got a call from someone she thought was from her bank telling her to withdraw tens of thousands of dollars, but it wasn't a bank employee. Thankfully, they didn't get her money because, as Ann Mercogliano reports, this quick-thinking granny turned the tables on the bad guys.
This granny says she received an alarming message. Her bank account had been compromised. Call a 1-800 number urgently.
When they answered the phone, I said, "I've been hacked, and could you help me out?"
She says she was told she'd get a call from her bank. The granny says the caller told her to withdraw $25,000 from her bank, but don't tell the bank why, because the caller said the hacking could be an inside job.
So this was starting to get really strange. But the person stayed on the phone, told me not to hang up.
The elderly woman withdrew the money and says the caller told her a bank rep would come to her home and take the cash for safekeeping. The granny grew suspicious, so she enlisted neighbor Claudia Hooter for help. It's captured on ring cam.
Can you call the police?
And she looked very, very agitated. And she said, there's going to be a large transfer of money that's going to go down at 7 o'clock. And I'd be more comfortable if the police were there to make sure it went well. And that's the point that I knew, uh-oh.
She called 911, and that's when cops in Larchmont, New York, enlisted the granny to turn detective and meet the scammers at her home.
We had a very courageous 75-year-old victim here who listened to our instruction. She kept these scammers on the phone.
As cops staked out the house in undercover vehicles, one officer stayed inside the home with the grandma. The officer gave her a code word, and when she said it, the officers would pounce on the bad guys. The code word, goodbye.
As soon as she had said goodbye, and she said it nice and loudly, I walked outside.
Police body cam shows what happens next. This is the guy who allegedly took her $25,000. This is the driver.
Get on the ground, now!
Today, this 75-year-old has a message for any scammer.
Don't mess with this grandma.
The two guys who called the grandma were arrested for grand larceny and released without bail.